From the Amazons, everyone make some noise. Hey, yes! Matt, great to see you.
Thanks for having me.
God, it's been ages.
It has.
I feel like the Amazons with 21st Century Fiction, the new album, are entering into this incredibly important phase as a band, or moment as a band. You know, throughout the time that we've known each other, it's felt like the Amazons have been searching for who they are, maybe, what they are.
Yes.
But God, when I listen to this record, does it feel like you've arrived at that moment? How do you feel?
Feels good.
Yeah, I bet.
It feels like it was a long process and really just digging deep and being like, if this was our last record, like, what do you actually want to do here? And a lot of the creative decisions, I think, were informed by that. I think I remember playing you some early demos.
Yes.
And there was a couple of them that we were really excited about because it felt like a vehicle in which I could actually express myself, which sounds mental.
I think you have to be ready as a person as well, though. Because when I listen to the music that you're releasing, and we're going to hear it tonight, I hear anger, I hear love, I hear anxiety, I hear actual, like, fully fledged emotions from you and the band, actually, most importantly. This isn't just like you leading this, the whole band is feeling this at exactly the same time. Like, the DNA of it all is really blossoming.
Yeah, I think, especially Chris, our lead guitarist, I actually felt like I took the boys to a place on the third record where they struggled to find themselves.
Okay.
And I think...
But do you think that was important?
Now I do, actually.
Yeah.
Now I do. Because, and it can be, and that not finding yourself or like not knowing where you are in the music for them, I think translated in like, what do I wear? How do we present ourselves? What do I believe in? What guitar am I using? And all this sort of thing. And it's just been so amazing to see the boys really, as you said, blossom and really just find themselves in this new record.
I love that.
In these songs.
You can really feel it. And I think the song that you can feel it the most in is My Blood. And we're going to hear that in a second. But I would love to talk about that song quickly.
Yeah.
Because I feel like in order to get to a song like My Blood, there had to be difficult questions asked of yourself, of this band. What kind of questions were those?
Well, the least abstract one was, do we want to carry on doing this? Because we lost our big brother in Joe, and he moved on to the wine industry.
Yes. Still trying to sell me, by the way.
Oh, we're good. Come on, just
I'm just not a wine drinker. So I'm sure it's great. I just don't drink wine.
Yeah.
No.
I think this is the album that I've written songs that I need to hear, like, quite regularly. I keep them close to me still. I don't know. I need to hear My Blood because it reminds me of, like, perseverance.
Yeah. Special record from the Amazons incoming, 21st Century Fiction. This is from it. They're playing a live gig for you tonight. It's called My Blood.
Giving you my blood up, giving you my blood up, giving...
My Blood by the Amazons. Matt hanging out with us right now to talk us through this brand new album, 21st Century Fiction. We were just talking about the power of that track, and boy, do you feel it in the live setting. But lyrically, where you say, is it my mind filled with doubters begging me to turn away?
Yeah.
Is that what you were talking about when you were saying, you know, the questions about this band even continuing? Is that line there?
100%. That's your mind at 2 a.m. coming up with all the reasons why you should just pack it in and kind of come up with a more conventional way of living.
But you obviously found a way out, a reason to keep going, a reason to keep breathing with this band. You're really searching for things, questioning, trying to find answers, demanding almost.
Yeah, I think it's important I think all the great art doesn't provide answers. It has to provide questions. Honestly, not to disparage our previous work, but I actually feel like I have something to say.
Good.
In a cohesive way. I might have said that before, but I was lying. But this is a time where I feel like my personal trials are kind of actually work into a wider story. Ultimately, the album's about lonely young men. And that experience of being in your late 20s and thinking you would have had it all figured out by now, and my God, we don't.
Yeah. I mean, technically, the Amazons are a three-piece.
Correct.
Technically speaking.
Yes.
But when you walk into Maida Vale 4, there's a lot more than three people in there. By the way, Ben Thatcher of Royal Blood on the drums today for this gig.
Yes.
And Royal Blood, an important part of My Blood, of course.
Yes.
We'll talk about that in a second. But as well as Mike, you've got George in there. Is that right?
George on drums, yeah.
George on drums. Jess, as we know, has always been a big part of this band in whatever respect that might be. Ella as well.
Ella's going to be on vocals.
Yeah.
Basically, wanted to include on this session, this was our first opportunity to really play 21st Century Fiction live. Because
Sick.
we haven't done any live shows. This is the beginning.
Yeah.
And I really wanted to honour that.
Come on.
And use people that we are involved in 21st Century Fiction. Ella on vocals, George LePage on drums, Ben Thatcher on drums for My Blood. We've been a live band. I know there's such an obvious statement for a rock band to say, but we are a live band. And when I say live, I never ever want to get into a rut of just playing the songs like they are on the record. I want to use the live performance as an opportunity to evolve the vision of the album. I don't want 21st Century Fiction to be an answer or a finishing point on May 9th. I want it to be the beginning of a conversation artistically with myself, but also in a live capacity, ultimately for the rest of my life. Yeah. That's how strongly I feel about this record as opposed to our last three.
I think rock music has this lone wolf mentality about it. You are flipping the page here, so to speak. And I want to talk about that, but we should probably hear another piece of music. And this sounds wicked on air, by the way, this track. I love this one. Love is a Dog from Hell, the Amazons, live gig tonight. That was the Amazons with Love is a Dog from Hell on Radio 1. They're performing a live gig for you. We're just about to talk about how rock music collaborates, because that's something you've done. You collaborate with Royal Blood on a song called My Blood, which we heard a little bit earlier on. We're talking about the kind of other people that are included in the making of this record. Having that camaraderie seems really important to me, to be able to access what you wanted to go and do with this album.
Yeah, agree.
What was working with Mike and Ben like on this song? Like collaborating as a rock band, essentially. How did that feel? Was it natural?
Felt like uncharted territory.
Oh, did it? Okay.
And in a really exciting way. That felt, it felt like this doesn't happen all the time. And we've always been fans of them. And I think to have a mutual respect, front and foremost for collaboration is so important, because if Mike makes a decision on the Middle Eight, for example, it was yet to be written before we went into the studio with them, and we were listening to the demo, and he said, come down to the piano with me. And he came up with that kind of real chord change, scene change. Nice. And I was like, that is so you. But actually that could be us as well. and every decision he makes, you know, whether I 100% agree with it or not, he has the weight of, astonishing and incredible music. So I'm kind of, it's trust. At the root of it, it's trust. And we love so many rock bands, and we love so many bands in the alternative genre and all that stuff. I would just highly recommend everyone reaching out to each other. Why are we lone wolf? Why are we doing this? We need to help each other. Rock of all genres needs to help each other.
Absolutely. And I think often it gets twisted in this. We need to sound different in some way. We need to keep up with the technology and how it's all moving. But actually, it's not that for me. It's the desire to affect the world in some way. It's the desire to leave a message, to impact. And when we play a song like My Blood on the radio, that's what it does every single time without fail. Yeah. It leaves impact on people. We get messages coming in from people at home listening going, wow, that was a piece of music I needed to hear tonight. And I love that you've picked Chapel today to cover. What have you gone for? Tell us, and tell us a little bit about why you picked this one as well.
Well, it was important for us to pick the right artist. And I think Chapel was the right artist because she's setting the tone. For now, and she's meeting the moment in the most uncompromising way. And to see someone operate at such an elevated level without compromise that's the gold standard of everything that we do. And I love the song, basically. I mean, it does all boil down to, I just love the song.
Yeah.
My Kink is Karma is the song we're playing.
There is a shift in energy, tempo, and focus from the Amazons. I'm talking to you at home right now. This new album, 21st Century Fiction, is out 9th of May and is their best yet. I've heard it. You can trust that. There is a want to lead when you listen to this album, and leading they are. The Amazons are essential. You heard them live tonight. My Blood, Love is a Dog from Hell, and this is their cover of Chapel Roan's My Kink is Karma. Thanks, Matt.
Thank you.